Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of r/Entitled Parents. In today's episode, my dad felt like he needed to have access info about me, so I made sure he knew he wasn't entitled to that information. You will have the pet you are allergic to. Mother got rid of my cat sneakily. Before we get started, make sure to subscribe so you will never miss a video. So let's get started. My dad felt like he needed to have access info about me, so I made sure he knew he wasn't entitled to that information. A little background: when my brother and I were 4 and 5, he threw us and our mom out on Christmas after I told my mom about spending time at his GF's house, and she followed up and realized it was true. When I was 7, he disappeared altogether because his GF didn't like my brother and I, and he didn't like paying child support. He came back when we were 12 and 13. He took my mom to court where he asked for visitation rights. We soon found out it was because his new GF had a kid and she wanted visitations so that his child support would go down or ideally go away. After having to spend time with him, I learned that although he has this weird hatred for people he considers rich, he himself wants to be a millionaire. When I was 17, I was done with having to deal with him, and I was also pretty mad that my mom agreed to sending us to visitations when it was very clear I wanted no part of it and the judge would give her the option to stop them. The icing on the cake was when I was using my mom's phone one day to get some info and saw my dad texting her. I opened their messages and I saw that he was asking her for school pics of my brother and I, and he was asking her why I was so stubborn about letting him into my life or letting him know anything about me. She told him to ask me herself and agreed to send him pics, but to not have them anywhere I could see them because I was pretty scary when I was mad. I called him and ended visitations for myself. My brother was 16 and not as opinionated as me. As we got older, my brother stayed in touch with him despite constantly telling me how he's a pathetic loser, his life is sad, he's a waste of time, etc., but I made sure to never let him have any contact with me at all. He would occasionally ask my brother for updates about me. I made sure my brother had down to tell him either if you want to know anything, ask yourself, or that's classified information and you don't have the security clearance to access that knowledge. Dad would then get angry and say something like, "I'm your guy's father and you need to respect me, and if I ask to know anything I expect to be told what I want to know." There was one instance in particular where my dad and half-brother were messaging my brother back to back, and it was kinda odd. They both asked about me and my brother told our half-brother he can always text me directly to ask me anything. He never did. My dad was persistent on my brother giving him any info on me at all. I told my brother that if he wanted to know what city I moved to so badly and what I was doing, to tell him a city kinda close to me but still a ways away that is home to a few celebrities, and that I work a job to support my ability to live there. Knowing that my dad hates rich people and that he would look up the city, I knew this was a surefire way to get him to stop asking anything about me. My brother told him, and surely he reacted as predicted, angry, bitter, and jealous, and even uninvited my brother from the weekly dinners they had apparently been having. I did see my dad at my grandma's, mom's mom, funeral 2 years ago now because she wanted him there as one of her last wishes, and both my mom and brother warned him to not try and talk to me. He listened to their warning, but ever since then my dad has occasionally thrown out that he has baby pics of mine that were thought to have been destroyed when he threw us out. We weren't allowed to take more than what fit into one backpack each. My brother would ask for them, and now my dad responds to him, "You will be allowed one bad quality picture for every time your brother apologizes to me for shutting me out. One good quality picture for every 10 minutes your brother spends on the phone explaining to me why he felt like he needs to treat me the way he does. And one small album of exact copies you will have to pay to make if you make your brother agree to meet with me in person, apologize to me for his disrespect, and tells me how to stay in contact with him because I should be allowed that access." When my brother told my mom and I in a group chat, my mom replied, "I don't need baby pictures that bad. The memories are good enough," and I said, "Damn. Sucks you guys won't get to see me as a baby." It's been a little while now since my brother mentioned anything to me, but I know they talk since my mom told me recently that my dad texted my brother on my birthday to wish him a happy birthday. My brother's birthday is 3 days before mine, and my dad has never tried to remember how old we are or what day our birthdays are. At one point we praised him for getting the week right. You should call him up. Hey, about those baby pics, will you throw them away and STFU about them if I tell you to go F yourself? Sounds like a plan to me. Dad is a manipulative abuser. No pictures are worth putting up with that BS. Man. That guy is a Manhattan garbage strike-sized pile of trash bags. It's funny that he absconded his parental responsibility, but talks about how you owe him respect. You will have the pet you are allergic to. So, here's some context. I'm near 16 and for my whole 15.5 years, I've been allergic to dogs. Meanwhile, my mom asks me, can you stay in your room? All because she wanted a dog, even though I'm allergic to them. I asked why. She said, because I want to get a dog. I, obviously, not okay with this, said no. And she was furious. So she said maybe you wouldn't be allergic to dogs if you stopped hanging out with cats. Yes, she actually said that. My mom eventually got the dog either way. I've been sick for 2 weeks now, and it hasn't gotten better. She doesn't care, not at all. I've been staying in my room with Momo, my cat, and ordering food. I only go out to get food or go to the bathroom. Unlike my mom, my dad cares about me. I go over there most of the time, and he's got no dogs or cats, just a turtle. I went to the doctor to see if I had the flu or something, and thankfully, I don't, just allergies acting up. See you guys later. If you're 15 and your parents are living separately, for whatever reason, you can legally choose where you live most of the time. You may have to say it in court, but no judge is going to disagree with you when you tell them your mother is forcing you to be exposed to your allergen constantly, which has led to your declining health, and refuses to do anything to help or improve your health. And if your dad is paying child support, he needs to stop it, through the courts, if you are staying with him. You might be able to get an emergency court date because she is endangering your health. Call CPS as well about it as soon as possible because she picked you in a hazardous environment. By the way, why didn't your mother get a hypoallergenic dog? Thanks, bro. I'll see if my dad will take me there. Medical neglect is cause for child abuse allegations in most countries. I would suggest using the fact against your mother, threaten to call CPS, or the local alternative, if she doesn't start accommodating your needs. Tell her you'll go to your dad's permanently and, with his corroboration that she neglects your medical needs, he could sue for full custody, which would put her on the hook for child support. I know it all sounds harsh, but if you don't teach her to respect your boundaries now, she will try to walk all over you for the rest of her life. If I was trying to prove my case to a court, visiting a physician about this should give you an opportunity to have clinical proof of allergic reactions. Their communication portal may allow you to send follow-up messages with a reddened leg picture from the dog brushing against you, for example. You have legal right to your medical records in the US anyway. Those communications are part of them. Record your conversations. Be chill. State what is happening. Coughing or whatever. State your belief it is caused by the dog's presence. Ask to see a physician/allergist. If she denies this, that reflects poorly on her. If you're suffering, that does too. I'm sorry you are forced into allergy hill for this dog. Be careful, I have severe allergies, and after a few weeks, it would turn to a sinus infection. My allergies are breathing related and head/sinus related. The fact that your mom got a dog anyway shows that she doesn't care for you or your issues. Seek a transfer of custody to dad's. It is abusive for your mom to inflict these allergic reactions on you. Totally disrespectful, abusive. This situation is toxic to your health. Tell your DR, your extended family, and get out. Get a lot of rest. Allergic reactions can wear you down, and you will be prone to other illnesses. When your immune system is in overdrive, it can't fight off viruses/bacterial infections because it's too busy dealing with the allergens. Good luck in your petition to go to your dad's, and I hope you get relief soon. Yeah, definitely see if you can start with your dad more, or full time off you can. It sounds like he cares now about you. This isn't right. Before my oldest was born, we had the cats and a dog. After they were born, we found out they were allergic to cats. We had the cats at that point for 8+ years. We rehomed the cats, people before animals. You should ask your dad if you can just stay at his the whole time, or at least as much as custody arrangements allow. Mother got rid of my cat sneakily. I feel no remorse. So what? Isn't it just a cat? I don't get why are you arguing with me over this matter again? Words that came out right from my own mother's mouth. Before this, she has always threatened multiple times that she would and will get rid of my cat when I'm not around. I never took her seriously. After all, which parent would go to such extents of hurting their child? Wrong. My mother did it, knowing that it would hurt me. How dare she call herself a parent? How is she even worthy of being one? I always questioned myself. And therefore, I never spoke to her again after this incident. Not once has she even apologized. Yet she still has the cheek to go around telling others. My daughter doesn't wish to speak to me. She has cut off contact with me. The irony. If anyone ever asks, say she said she has no remorse for getting rid of my cat, so I have no remorse for not talking to her anymore. I'm so sorry about your cat. I would be devastated if someone took mine and I never saw her again. I tried asking her who she gave it to, where she left the cat. I was hoping that it was given to a mutual friend or a shelter. She flat out refused to acknowledge, let alone give me the answer I needed. Fine, and don't blame me if I were to embarrass you with your dirty, horrible doings. I am sorry to say that she's looking for sympathy for what has happened, even though she caused it. She would rather play the victim and make you be the bad guy. I am so sorry that she did that, but I think she probably felt, oh hey, I can do this, and she was crying wolf for so long. When she did it, she knew that you wouldn't be expecting it. Her acting like that is basically her justifying her doing it, and knowing that it would hurt you by pretending that it was just an object instead of a living, breathing creature that loved you. Hopefully, if you ever hear her doing that, if you ever saw her, just say the real reason to embarrass her. She's a freaking monster. Sorry she did that to you. If anyone really close to you come up with why you're ignoring your mom, just send them your posts. That way, if your mom is making up SH to tell your relatives, you have a strong evidence against that. And if you want to, start to record your convos secretly. Try just audio, then slowly get video too. Then with enough evidence, you can crumble down her hill of lies and embarrass her. If you made it to the end of the video, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe and share, and we will see you in the next video.